Good evening. Magandang gabi sa lahat. Ako si Brother Eugene. Oo, brother talaga. Kasi ang next niyan is may mga tanong na, kailan ka magpapari? Ang tanda mo na. Ako ay brother talaga. I will tell you about myself towards the concluding part of my sharing tonight. So today, we celebrate Saints Peter and Paul. When you go to Rome, and maybe some of you have been there, at the frontage of St. Peter's Basilica, there are two statues of the apostles displayed. What is noticeable is how the two great apostles depicted. St. Peter has his hand pointed towards the ground, while St. Paul's gesture is towards the horizon, out there. The images suggest that the church is all over the world and Rome is its center. Some jokers suggest the interpretation that Peter is saying decisions are made here, while Paul is saying, but they are implemented out there. Of course, this is only a joke. Our shrine, the Divine Word, is celebrating the entire month of June as Vocation Month. Yes, each one of us has a vocation. You and I has a vocation, just like Peter and Paul. In a little while, I will talk on how they live out their vocation. But first, the word vocation. In the simplest way, vocation is a call, tawag. A call that you cannot resist. And because you cannot resist, you have an interest and passion for it, even to the point of giving your life until death. Why? Bakit? Because there's a sense of purpose and meaning of it. In the recent concluded family assembly in Rome, Pope Francis said to the family, your vocation as a family person is a vocation to the path of holiness. Maging banal tayo kung susundin natin ang ating bokasyon. Because a holy family begets children, and it begets holy children rather, and it begets a holy church, which our world today needs. Our world today is so divided. Again, back to Peter and Paul. Jesus said to Peter, you are Peter, and upon the rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell cannot overcome it. Yes, St. Peter became the pillar of our Christian church, that he gave his life for it. While Paul, in the second reading, that's verses 6 to 7, we see that Paul is imprisoned and now an old man. So he reviewed his life. He said, "The time of my departure is at hand. I have competed well. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith." Don't we wish we are living our life in this way or manner? Meaning living the vocation that God calls us. But the point is, are we clear of our vocation in life? If you try to imagine, what is your life for Jesus? In reality, life is clear. It's not hit and miss. I am accompanying young people, and I'm hearing this several times. Depende. Katatanong ko sila, anong gusto mo? Depende. Hindi klaro. Ako ay isang SVD brother. Kami ang unang religious sa SVD. Religious meaning observing the three vows and live in the community. When our founder, St. Arnold Johnson, that he sees that living a vows and living together in a community is possible and doable, he extended this to the priest. That's why SVD now is priest and brothers together. Then you might be asking, but why do we have to be clear of our vocation? Because clarity of our vocation challenges us to know and understand God's purpose in our life. God's will for us. Okay, what is God's will for us? What is it? In God, we discover the fullness and joy or happiness. Parang wala ka ng ibang hahanapin pa. Ito na talaga. Klaro sa akin ang my identity as brother. It is so important that we have an identity. Why? Because it will provide us energy and vitality, especially in moments of discouragement and failures. So identity provides us a sense of energy or vitality. And the last question you might say, how do I know that this is my vocation in life? When there is a meeting of what is inside of me, of us, and what is out in outside world. In other words, we call this fitting in. According to an author, Frederick Buechner, my deep gladness meets the hunger of the world. So my deep joy meets the deep hunger of the world. Ang mundo natin ngayon ay nagkawatak-watak. Kailangan ang brotherhood o fraternity. Kailangan sisterhood or sorority. Ang aking profession ay isang teacher and guidance counselor. Tinutulungan ko ang mga seminarista sa paghanap ng kanilang sense of purpose and meaning on life. Ginagawa ko na ito for 40 years. 40. Pero ngayon, 71 na ako. Retirable. Kailangan may papalit na sa akin. Kaya, kung gusto ninyo mag-brother, ang inyong relatives, o ang inyong anak, just please apply for Father Dondon Rolyon. And of course, with his assistant, Father Nonrito Gallego, here in Christ the King. Sila ang ating vocation director. We need more brothers in the church as a witness of God's love and mercy. Marami pong salamat.
Salamat din, Brother Eugene. So let us all stand and let us profess our faith by praying the Apostles' Creed. I believe in God, the Father Almighty,
Creator